great battle has broken out in the land of Hell, which is now on the verge of destruction. A massive purple demon from the Upper Realm army taunts the defenders, declaring that Hell's destiny has declined and it will surely be destroyed today, asking why they still haven't given up. Defiantly, a smaller winged figure of Hell retorts that even if their realm is destroyed, the invaders will pay a heavy price. As the battle intensifies, mages unleash golden beams, and powerful warriors clash on the ground. A gold-armored soldier from the Upper Realm side calls the defenders stubborn fools who deserve death. Amid the chaos, a command echoes across the battlefield calling for Hallmaster Yan Luo and the fourth Hallmaster. The perspective shifts to the inner halls of Hell, where a sorceress, Meng Po, reports to a cloaked figure that Jiyu Changjie has led the Upper Realm's army to attack. From the shadows, an order is issued to the fourth Hallmaster, who is standing before a green, swirling portal, instructing him and Meng Po to meet the enemy first, while the commander will be out of seclusion immediately. The fourth Hallmaster eagerly replies that he was just wanting to meet that Jiyu change. Following their orders, the fourth Hallmaster and Meng Po launch a counterattack. The fourth Hallmaster is seen flying over a fortress city, generating a massive red energy slash. A description notes that the fourth Hallmaster and Meng Po have made their move. Returning to the sky, the fourth Hallmaster actively strikes down invading soldiers. A spear-wielding warrior from the Upper Realm side, glowing with blue energy, charges the fourth Hallmaster, shouting that he will slay the Hallmaster of Hell. Surprised by the soldier's rapid approach, the fourth Hallmaster looks up with a look of shock. Battle. The powerful fourth Hallmaster of Hell roars with rage, questioning if someone who just stepped into the Emperor realm dares to stop him, and demanding to know if they understand king against king. The young warrior, Jiyu Changjie, merely rises to meet him, silently facing a newly unleashed technique, the heaven-devouring blood spirit great art, which manifests as a vast vortex of spinning crimson blood energy. The fourth Hallmaster shouts that today he will probe Jiyu Changjie's depths. Suddenly, golden beams of energy shoot through the Hallmaster's body, cutting him to pieces in seconds. As he disintegrates into dust and ash, a single scream of H escapes him, leaving only his silhouetted form to fully disappear, while observers from afar stare in disbelief. From the safety of the Upper Realm forces, several masters, including an old monk and a horned commander, discuss the impossible scene. They realize the rumors about Jiyu Changjie already being able to fight the heavenly Tao are true. Jiyu Changjie, now seemingly face-to-face with the sorceress Meng Po, who had retreated into seclusion earlier, simply asks her to confirm her identity. Shocked by his sheer power, Meng Po turns to flee into the spatial rip that brought her, declaring that this guy's strength is comparable to Hallmaster Yan Luo, and that he must have already reached the remnant immortal realm. She flees to hide back in the hall, knowing they must wait for Hallmaster Yan Luo to take action. Jiyu Changjie turns back to his other masters, informing them that intelligence says there is still another heavyweight character in this hall, and asks if they will join him in subjugating this opponent. Behind him, looking out at the burning hell battlefield below, the old monk flatly refuses, telling his comrade he is not going, because in any major event involving Jiyu Chang, several Dao achievers almost always die, yet Jiyu Chang lives perfectly fine every single time. Observing the chaos, the old monk flatly refuses to join the fray, stating that in any major event involving Jiyu Chang, Dao achievers almost always die, yet Jiyu Chang always emerges perfectly fine. Other figures, including a woman in blue and a horned commander, agree that while Jiyu Chang appears to be wiping out hell for the Upper Realm, he is in reality only eliminating dissidents and expanding his own power. They fear that as the Immortal Road manifests and the Upper Realm faces massive changes, his actions reveal ulterior, potentially dangerous motives. The woman in blue notes Jiyu Chang's terrifying growth speed, warning that if they don't deal with him now, there will be endless trouble. However, she also acknowledges the fathomless foundation of the Changsheng Jiyu family and its ties to the immortal domain. The old monk then recalls a peerless prodigy from Beaming Lake tens of millions of years ago who, much like Jiyu Changjie, achieved the Tao remarkably quickly and suppressed generations before eventually dying as a target of public criticism. The other figures realize Jiyu Changjie's prestige now makes him far more terrifying than that previous prodigy, with one even suggesting he might be a reincarnated immortal king, necessitating a carefully planned strategy. The group debates how to move against him, agreeing on a strategy that combines open confrontation with secret plotting. This two-pronged approach, they hope, will eventually force the Changsheng Jiyu family to compromise rather than risk becoming enemies with the entire world. The woman in blue wonders aloud how they should begin their scheme, and a close-up on her face shows her with a cunning smile as she proposes a devastating initial move: to destroy his reputation by pinning on him the title of the inheritor of demonic arts, effectively turning the world against him. Just as they begin formulating this plan, a dramatic interruption cuts through the conversation. A loud "Ah!" rings out, and pink, glowing energy chains slam into a woman in a green gown. The chains wrap tightly around her body, and a powerful force pulls her violently toward a swirling green portal, ensnaring her within her own domain. In a large hall containing a green swirling portal, the figure in a white and blue robe orders their subordinate, Ada, you deal with her. Their subordinate simply replies, yes. The robed figure adds a condition. If she is willing to surrender, you can spare her life. They leave Ada to handle the captive, who has magenta energy bonds binding her arms and a strip across her eyes. Ada then confronts the second hall master, Yan Luo, a powerful warrior who has been captured. Recognizing the captive, the robed figure identifies them, saying, you are the second hall master, Yan Luo, and remarks that they are indeed a remnant immortal, adding, you didn't disappoint me. Yan Luo is a weathered warrior with a full beard and ornate armor. Sitting by green water, they look towards the distant standing figure, saying, gee, you family kid? This seat really was underestimated by you. Yan Luo then reminisces about their own power and reputation, asking, quote, do you know, during the battle at Purple Mansion, that GU family old ancestor who helped you didn't dare to underestimate me so much? They describe having slain between 80 and 100 Dao achievers over the last tens of millions of years, including grand elders from the immemorial Yi clan, the royal family, the heaven-reaching sect there were those from, Da Yu, Buddha Mountain, and the divine Wushang dynasty. They list these victories as glowing green skulls, with glowing eyes floating up from the green water around their seated position. As a final point, they add that they have slain some former demon race great emperors, noting, but none from your GU family. Highlighting their neutrality, they question, we have always minded our own business. For the sake of a springtime Jasper pavilion, why must you take things to the extreme? With a focused close-up showing their red eye, the young man smiles slightly at the captured veteran, offering a final piece of news. The current apparent person in charge of the divine Wushang dynasty will soon be my wife. You didn't know? After a short silence, indicated by ellipses, the veteran admits, this seat has been in seclusion for too long. I have indeed neglected some news. In a surprising turn, the young man smiles and proposes, your strength is not bad, and I happen to be short of people. Release your divine sense, and let me plant a slave seal. How about you follow me from now on? A close-up of Yang Luo, showing his teeth in a wide grin and emphasizing his red eyes, shows his furious and disdainful reaction as he yells, ha 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 ha, you kid. You dare humiliate me? Ridiculous. With his final words contained in a black, spiky speech bubble. In a terrifying realm of eternal fog, a vast, swirling pool of sickly green water, populated by immense, floating, skeletal faces, sets a gruesome scene. From a high vantage point, the scale of this place is apparent as it looks like a graveyard of giants. In the skies above a dark, ruined fortress, a massive vortex of teal energy gathers. Below, the ongoing battle pauses as warriors look up in confusion. A nearby fighter asks, what is going on? A distinct chuckle answers from above, and a thought bubble explains, ha 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 ha, it's Hallmaster Yan Luo taking action. High on a floating landmass, a group of powerful figures, including Ji Cheng in his demonic form and an angelic winged being, are suddenly trapped in a wide teal energy field. The observer gloats. Ji Cheng and the rest of you are all dead for sure. Below, the observing leaders discuss the situation. An elderly commander, realizing the scale of the power, notes that the attack, causing this much commotion within a realm, means the attacker is undoubtedly a remnant immortal. His companion observes that Ji Chengje shouldn't have an easy time either this time. The companion then expresses hope, or perhaps a pragmatic hope, that it would be best if he died. If he's heavily injured, it would also be an opportunity. Back on the ground, a captive woman in green robes with purple chains binding her smiles as she gloats to a muscular warrior. Ha ha ha! Hallmaster Yan Luo has finally taken action. Despite the obvious danger to Ji Cheng, she declares, although Ji Cheng is terrifying, I have never seen the second Hallmaster fail. As Ada confronts her, she attempts to persuade him. She asks, hey, I see you've also stepped into the Emperor realm. Why continue to be a follower? She continues with an offer. If you release me now and pledge allegiance to my hell, there are currently several vacant Hallmaster positions. Making you a Hallmaster isn't impossible. Receiving only silence from the impassive Ada, she grows suspicious. Not speaking? Could it be that you've been planted with a slave seal? She then makes a final attempt. Ada looks down as she presents him a small cup of swirling green liquid. She says it's fine. As fellow Dao achievers, if you drink this bowl of Mangpo soup, that Ji Chengje won't be able to control you so easily. As Ada considers the cup, he merely remarks, still a big dumb brute. Confused, he looks up, the tables having been turned. A thought bubble now asks, am I the one persuading you to surrender, or are you the one persuading me? The warrior looks to have made his decision. In the heart of the battle, battlefield, the clash of weapons creates a blinding display of lightning and energy, shattering floating terrain. Deep in the canyon, Ji Yu Cheng, bathed in the golden light of the heavens, faces Yan Luo. The veteran warrior Yan Luo admits that having such heaven-reaching cultivation at his young age is terrifying. However, he boasts that Ji Yu Cheng's methods have been exhausted, and they are now only able to fight to a draw. Ji Yu Chengje listens impassively as his inner thoughts reveal his strategic assessment. After absorbing the heavenly Tao will and world source of the Jiangxuan Great World, he concludes, "My apparent strength can already suppress a remnant immortal." An eerie smile plays across his face. He turns to the old man and retorts, "Who told you that I've exhausted my methods?" He then turns his words back to Yan Luo, issuing a final warning. "You only have one last chance." He then unleashes an incredible purple demonic energy, his form silhouetted in the blast. Yan Luo recoils, wide-eyed in terror, wondering, could that be the legendary item the Lord of Hell mentioned? The smoke clears, and Ji Yu Cheng stands transformed, glowing with intense purple demonic energy, and holding both the formidable 8 desolate demonic halberd and the glowing Great Tao treasure vase. The final speech bubbles confirm the appearance of these legendary items. 8 desolate demonic halberd, and the Great Tao treasure vase. The battle is about to begin anew.